What's good, everyone? Welcome to another episode of
Mentor Me Mondays.
As you can see, you've only got the three of us here, and I'm Wendy. This is
Rejoice.
and the thorn between the roses.
Johnny.
Yeah. So tonight, guys, we're doing things a little bit different to our normal Mentor Me Mondays. Tonight you're gonna have us, and we're gonna just have a bit of a chat about things that have been going on in the world of
Melbourne, Victoria.
Melbourne, Victoria. So, what do we got? What are we doing?
And the world, I suppose. Yeah, it's just basically, it's current events that are relevant, obviously, to Melbourne, Victoria. However, they are happening all over the world. And you'll hear what we're talking about and be like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I know you got our viewers from South Africa, Zimbabwe, the UK, America, different parts of the world. So to you guys out there, you will be able to relate.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
stick around, it gets exciting. Okay, so in Melbourne, guys, there's been and this has been like a pattern for the past few years, but there's been a bit of a heightening of it through the news and social media, and that it's youth crime. So for those of y'all that don't know, the reason why we started this channel was to just help change the narrative around youth crime and around the language around young people, because it's been so negative, so consistent, that it's become like a norm for people to expect young people to be criminals and to behave in an unsavory manner. So we are saying, okay, yes, that may be true to an extent, but there is another side of what young people are doing. There are some good young people out there who are doing the right thing, who we need to celebrate. And I think, we've got to be careful to not allow the good ones to fall through the cracks because of a few minor ones who get publicized, and for the sake of clicks, for the sake of views, etc., we exaggerate the small bad apples. Anyway, so in Victoria, this is a news article I have on my phone. It says in Victoria, youth crime has reached its highest level since 1993, with the offences by 10 to 17-year-olds rising significantly in the period leading up to April 2025. The offences are things like the record high in home invasion, car theft, and it's exaggerated, or rather celebrated through social media platforms. This is what's happening. It's the truth. Can you guys speak into that? Do you all see it around on the news, social media?
Yeah, we see it every night when you turn on the news. There's somebody that's being, it's either shopping centres, there's been some sort of an attack there, or it is somebody has had their home broken into, their car stolen. I don't think, like lately, I think from maybe the beginning of this year, it's like every single day you see that.
Yeah, I'm a part of a few like community groups on Facebook as well, and it's gotten to the point where like just everything that's being posted is someone asking for help to find their car, someone who's reported, hey, this is happening, or like it's just crazy how often it's happening.
It's a lot. And I think, so like there's like neighborhood watches, people taking, the law onto themselves, and look, meaningfully trying to do the right thing. I get it, because the police are overwhelmed. They can't be everywhere at the same time, so it's a tricky one. So I have here also, it says that a lot of the geographic hotspots are metropolitan Melbourne has experienced several hotspots, which are the city of Melbourne, KC, Wyndham, Knox, Kingston councils being the top 5 areas with detected youth offences. And oh my, Casey.
Yeah.
That's where we live.
That's where we are. Yeah.
I mean,
oh my God.
for those who don't know, we're actually called Crimeburn.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, we live in, it's Cranbourne, but it has been known to be called Crimeborn.
That is ridiculous.
I don't know.
And look, we work with young people both professionally and outside of working hours. We're always working with young people, youth and young adults. And yes, there are a few young people that I do work with who engage in criminal activities, and they currently seeking support. Some of them are in the system, in the juvenile system, and they're being dealt with accordingly as far as that's concerned. And I think the news doesn't help because the news highlights these crimes in a way that kind of makes these kids popular. And so what that does is it creates a ripple effect of I do the crime, you know, there's my name or rather my crime is celebrated or mentioned on TV that many times, and then it becomes a social media thing.
And trying to outdo each other as well.
Exactly.
So it just gets...
So I think maybe if, I'm not saying don't report on it, but there's got to be a smarter way of reporting on it without celebrating these kids or appearing as though...
glorifying what they've actually done. Yeah, making it look like it's cool.
That's it, you know, because the way these kids' minds are wired is like, it's like back to front. What we deem as bad, like what would embarrass us as adults, doesn't embarrass them because it's like a claim to fame.
Yeah.
You know, did you see
notoriety.
Like, yeah, like they'll be like, you see the car chase on Channel 9 News or on this channel and on doing that. You know, the cops are chasing me and like this is the energy behind it.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to somehow as a society work on ways to just downplay that and not create the drama that we have in now, because obviously now it's a problem. So I don't know. But do you feel safe jumping in the morning and jumping in your car?
I do.
Yep.
I honestly, I have no issue at all. I feel quite safe. But I think it is getting more and more clear that it's not as safe out there. Because, I mean, in our local shops, like I'll see that, you know, someone was stabbed outside JD Sports or, you know, something like that. So it kind of gets a little bit nervous if you're going out to a shop or something, but just jumping in my car and going somewhere, I don't feel nervous at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, these are kids that are doing these crimes, of course. I was laughing the other day because the one kid I was talking to him and he's like, oh, I steal cars, etc. What car do you have? I'm like, you can't touch my car. He's like, why? I'm like, my car's a manual. He's like, yeah, I can't drive that. I'm like, I know.
Oh, gosh.
You know, so like those things kind of remind me that these are kids. They don't know what they're doing. They're just doing it for the sake of clicks, views, etc.
Yeah.
And then to be quite honest, even on social media,
Yeah.
they're not that popular on social media.
True.
They don't have like a big following on social media. That kind of makes them, you know, celebrated.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this energy comes from. It's just next level. Anyway.
Yeah. But I saw on the news tonight as well, which comes into like there are people out there who are trying to do good and encourage young people to like choose different paths in their lives. So one of the gyms in St Kilda, which was a community-based gym, and the government was funding them, they pulled their funding away. The government has. It was on Channel 9 News tonight. So when you see things like that, it's like, well, what are we actually expecting these kids to be doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like a boxing gym. They had basketball, all that kind of stuff there, but the funding's been pulled. So, and this gym apparently has been around since like for years, forever.
There you go.
It's called what was it? St Kilda CP something, I forget now. Oh, PCYC, Community Gym and Youth Programs they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the stuff that you kind of need to kind of get these young people redirected.
Yeah.
You know, get them involved in programs that'll take that energy and take all that naivety, etc., and just polish it and get it into like a profession, into a trade, into a skill, into some kind of space where young people are being mentored to being better versions of themselves. And I think this is the issue. I think lately in Melbourne we've had like a fatality.
Yeah.
Where a young person's life was taken due to violence. So these are things that are not necessary, and then as a society we become so reactionary that we only get emotional and we talk about things like, oh, my sympathies are with this community, blah blah blah, and that doesn't carry no weight. What we need more is proactive programs, proactive things that we can do as a community, not one person,
not
as an
waiting for
entire
something
community.
bad to happen and then go, oh, okay, now we have to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's bring back, like, Joyce, you did sports when you were young. You did what? Was it basketball?
Yeah.
Did you play a lot of sports?
Yeah, in school.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to play rugby.
Yep.
Too much contact.
Yep.
That was like my mum telling me I couldn't play drums.
Couldn't play drums,
because I was a girl.
No, I think it was probably for the safety of the other kids, you know. Too much anger built up. No, kidding. But yeah, no, I love playing sport growing up. I think it helped me learn how to work with people I didn't get along with. Also helped it just taught me a lot. I think sports and team sports very important for young people.
Yeah, you learn like community when you're in a sports setup.
Yeah.
You learn how to value people with different opinions, and most sports teams are made up of people from diverse cultures.
Yeah.
So you learn how to integrate. You learn how to take a loss and not sulk and not fight when you've lost. You learn how to debate, using words, not using machetes
You
or
learn how to lose
weapons or
together.
nothing. Yeah,
Learn how
as
to
a
win
team.
together.
Yeah.
And team sports has built up friendships and relationships for years and years, to come. It's amazing, but it takes a concerted effort from the community to work together and come up with different things. And it doesn't take one group, it's different groups, it's different churches, different youth committees, it's different councils all working together to get our young people back on track. And this is the only solution. Putting more money in correctional services or correctional facilities, I don't think that's the answer. Building more juvenile centers, etc. That's not going to help anybody. Let's what they call it, reverse engineer, and get things
Stop it before it happens.
before it happens.
The saying like prevention is better than cure.
Cure.
There you go. Let's get these kids learning stuff, man. I think it's about time. Anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
So I can go on and on about
Yeah.
this.
100%. I just kind of
Okay,
find that.
but I'm gonna just jump in now because to me, I'm confused. People, maybe you all can help me out on this as well. So there's this whole machete bin amnesty thing, right? And I've heard a lot of people talking about it and how much it cost and blah blah blah. So for those who don't know, there's been a huge issue in Melbourne again with machetes. I don't know where machetes have come from all of a sudden, but there seems to be a lot of machetes around and people are using them to commit crimes, right? People are getting hurt, they're getting killed. So the government's introducing a machete ban. Well, it's introduced as of the 1st of September. And there's an amnesty for it. So you can go, they've got these little bins that are around in different places. And you can go there and put your machete in that bin and walk away. That's it. You
Not
put
get
it in
arrested
there.
when you're doing
Not
it.
get arrested when you're doing it, and that's it, right? But the question that comes to my mind is, what incentive does somebody who actually has a machete have to just walk over there and put it in? Because usually the people that have the machetes are the ones that want to commit crimes, right? So where's the incentive there? And so it takes me back to, this is a long time ago, everybody, so it's going to kind of show my age. So the Howard government, so John Howard, who was our Prime Minister at one stage, there was a massacre down in Tasmania, and then that's when the gun laws came into play. So there was a gun amnesty, right? But with that gun amnesty, what they did was they said, you can bring your guns to any police station, right? And it was a buyback scheme, right?
Yes.
So
like in the
even
movies.
if, it was a buyback scheme where they bought the guns back from you and the guns were destroyed. So you weren't really losing out on anything, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people did it. And then they introduced quite strict gun laws on how to get guns and everything in Australia, which is a really great thing because I don't think we've had another, there hasn't been
Not a
another
major
gun,
one.
not a major one like what happened.
So that one worked.
And that was in the, I think it was the 80s. Yeah.
And that's worked though, yeah?
And it's worked.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just can't see this machete one. Even if you told people I'm going to buy a machete from you, like, how much is a machete? $10? I don't know. So so that's another scheme that that is involved, and of course it's been all over the news as well that people have been breaking into them and being able to steal the machetes out of there. So
I saw it as a meme. I didn't think people would actually do it.
People are good.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like,
apparently there's some tool from Bunnings or something that you can use. Yeah.
Because it's it's like a charity bin, like the ones that they're using, right?
Yeah.
So honest people will be the ones who typically go to these burns and put in their machetes because you got folks that use it for camping.
Yeah.
Some folks use it for traditional purposes. There's a lot of reasons why it's justifiable to own one. You know, so.
But if you, we were talking about this before, if it's for traditional use, so I was asking Rejoice because the article I was reading, it said for Samoan, what is it called?
Nifoki.
That word. So they're saying that's allowed, but I'm like, can you kill someone with it still? Like, you know, and you
Anything
said,
can be used as a
yeah,
weapon.
yeah. So yeah, so if it's cultural, you can still have it, but you can still harm
But things
someone.
like swords and all that sort of stuff, obviously that makes why would you be carrying a sword out in the community? You know what I mean? That you gotta put it in the thing.
Cosplay.
But to be fair, some people, like the very rich folks, the rich ones among us, they use it like they buy these things as collectors and they got it hanging up in their houses, etc. So there's all of those grey areas, which I know if you jump onto like the websites, the big Paul websites, whatever you would call it, there'll be some clarity there. So what we're saying is don't take it as law. This is just what we thinking.
We've read and what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Right. So another thing I just wanted to point out that the total cost for this whole machete bins, it's $13 million, right? So it's $13 million for a 3-month plan because it's only running until the end of November. So from the 1st of September to the 30th of November. So a 3-month plan costing $13 million. And I think, as we just mentioned before, they've pulled funding from a community-based service that was helping young people. So can you see where it's kind of like, well, you know, they're not... In my opinion, I think the money could have been better spent elsewhere.
Yeah, we gotta use it like in preventative programs in the community. Let's really look at what we can do in those spaces. And community leaders, I think it's you guys got to step up, write letters to your local council and take that initiative and ask for grants, ask for support, do all that sort of stuff so we can prevent, what they say, prevention is better than cure. So we can prevent these calamities happening.
Yeah.
It is next level anyway. Yeah. Joyce, what's your take on all this, young lady?
On all this, we watched a documentary the other day, the one that you shared with us.
Was that in there too? Yeah.
Yes. That program is all I can think of right now because I think that funding got pulled too.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And what was it, the O program or
Was
something?
Project O.
Oh, yeah.
There's a documentary on ABC iView.
Yeah.
If you guys want to watch it, really wholesome. It's a group of people that work with young people.
In schools, I think.
Yeah, that come from disadvantaged backgrounds, and like it's basically like a month or so that they work together and they talk through like what they're going through and how to like express it. So that in this documentary they end up writing a song, which is actually really cute, and then they perform it for their friends and family. But I think like
over a few months,
hearing all that the government is doing, seeing what the communities are doing and how what the communities are doing are being stopped, and we're spending all the money on this. I think that to me, I think at the start you were like, I'm troubled.
Yeah.
It's got me like questioned. Yes, perplexed. It really gives you something to think about.
Yeah, it does.
I think in a way it's kind of a call to action for all of us.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely something that we can do about it.
Yeah. And that includes you parents too.
100%.
So your kids, so you parents, you write to the councils, you know, and you talk in your communities. And if there's leaders in the churches or in these community groups and whatever, if they're not stepping up, parents, it's on you.
Yeah.
You find a coach. One of your guys, you'll become a coach.
Yeah.
You know, form a group, form a non-for-profit or whatever the case is. If you need any ideas, contact us, jump in those comments. We've got enough ideas. If you're a business person, reach out.
The reality is that Australia is made up of all immigrants. And immigrants come to a country for a better life, and it's mainly for their kids.
Yeah.
And if you're scared because your kid's going to go out on a Friday night to, you know, go play basketball or something and then get attacked doing something like that, like, that's not the life that you want to live.
No.
And it's not Australia. You know what I mean?
Go.
Yeah.
Like, we just need to, it's a call to arms for everybody, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, in the end of last year, the Australian Parliament passed a bill, right? And it's called
$1 bill or?
Oh. They didn't pass that bill, they spent it.
Yeah.
We owe it.
Yeah.
It's called the Online Safety Amendment Bill. And it's comes into place. It starts. Well, I don't know what the
Yeah.
wording is. Yeah, it comes into place on the 10th of December, 2025. So later in this year. So from December 2025, kids under 16 won't be allowed to have their own accounts on major social media apps like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter. So the responsibility is on the apps, not the kids. So it's on the social media platforms to stop. And I think, Johnny, you were saying something about how are they going to do that?
Like a retinal scan. Like they're going to look at the eyes basically and tell what your age is. Because the kid's not going to be able to lie. Like you can click that I'm 16 years and older, but there's going to be like a retinal scan type of technology to pick out that you're not an adult, you're a child. So there's no way the kids can hack their way onto those platforms. If they do, the fine will go to the social media platform.
So, if that's the case, then does that mean that every single adult who has like one of those kind of things is going to have to now scan their eyes to ensure that they are old enough?
I don't think so. I just think with the way technology is, I don't put it past them. I think with technology, they'll be definitely able to somehow scan your eyes or whatever and know that you're under the age.
No. What I'm saying is, right, so me as an adult now, and all of us, right, we've got those accounts. We have our Instagram and all that kind of stuff, right? So every time we log on to our Instagram, are they going to check to see if we are an adult and not a child logging on?
I would think so.
That's actually one of the concerns to this bill, is that people are worried about how
Privacy.
much personal data people will have to give up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have to re-register and re-sign up or whatever the case is. I think they've got that much of our information. It's going to be sufficient. I guarantee.
I don't know.
Because I don't even think that as a parent you could like create an account on behalf of your kid and then give it to them to use. I think it'll be designed in such a way that while the child is using it, they'll be like, oh, young person, and it'll lock up, whatever. But I think YouTube Kids will still run. I think that's the the only platform that will be still allowed. And I think there'll be like some certain channels or whatever, or groups that can still function. Because it can't be a blanket thing, because there's some kids who use it as a business. They genuinely on social media, they TikToking, doing Instagram as a business. They brands on their own. So I think there's going to be a work around that for sure. There's got to be a work around that.
I don't know, because sometimes, like, what happens in the case of, so come the 10th of December, is it like cold turkey? Every single person that has an account, are they locked out?
That's a child.
Yeah, that's a child, right? So they're all locked out. But you're turning 16 in a month's time, but your friends are all still 15 years old. You can now jump onto social media once you turn 16, right? I think also, like, we talk a lot about mental health and stuff like that. I think as much as social media can be bad for your mental health, I think not having it for a lot of kids as well when they know their friends are on it can also be bad for their mental health. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's good and it's bad.
Yes. I think they will have to learn. Look, to be fair, social media being scrapped doesn't harm no one. It may harm the pockets if you're using it as like a business.
Yep.
I get that part. But in terms of emotionally, etc., there's a work around it, because there's generations that grew up without social
Without
media.
it, yeah.
So I think young people would have to develop those muscles with the support of the people around them, their parents, guardians, carers, etc. Just along the way, you know.
I'd just be really interesting to see how it's actually going to work.
Goes down.
It's just they've basically said, yep, there's going to be a social media ban. It's going to start on the 10th, but there's no real details around like how it's going to actually happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in other countries, but I know Australia's like one of the
This
first ones.
is Australia.
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. Joyce, you Gen Z, you are born with the phone in your hand. How does that?
Whoa, we didn't have to go there.
Like the Joyce doesn't know a world without a phone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'd be like amputation.
I obviously everyone will have their opinions on it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah. That's okay.
I think I saw this, not this meme the other day, but it was on social media. But there was like, maybe in America there was a meeting on women's rights that they had, and there wasn't one woman in the room.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of what's happened here. It's like, cool, there's all these adults making decisions, but I think if we could have also had some youth representation, maybe the conversation would have been a little bit different. I think it's kind of a little bit embarrassing that we've had to do this, because like if you go internationally, all these other kids, you know what, they're doing fine on social media. Of course, they're still bad in the other countries, but you stopping our kids from being on social media, and then suddenly at 16 they get access to everything. I don't know. It's definitely a conversation that's worth having, and if you want to sit and chat with us about this, let's go. Let's chat it out.
So now kids are not doing fine. They are doing bad all over the world.
But then, like, look at it from this perspective as well, right? So we've got social media, yes, bad sometimes, good sometimes, whatever. But I'm just also thinking kids have access to things like just text messages, right? And I watched a show the other day on Netflix called Unknown Number, right? Crazy, guys, crazy. But it's like kids can also be bullied. Like, the main reason they're doing it is for bullying and stuff like that, right? On social media.
But I think and many others though.
Yeah, but you can still do the same thing via text. You can send photos, you can, do horrible messages to each other, all that kind of stuff.
But I think it's trying to make it harder. Like, I get the energy from the government to try to support parents and adults and teachers, because I think at schools, phones are the biggest problem. So I think maybe this is where this energy is coming from. Like when you're driving, like you got young people on their bikes, they're on their phones. You're on these scooters and they're on their phones. They're crossing at the traffic light and they're like legit on you. But like you got to stop and you got to almost wave this kid down to be like, oi buddy, careful, watch where you're walking. It's at that level. So I kind of get that energy, but I get what the Joyce is saying as well. Is like, okay, cool, now this generation that's behind in world terms, because the kid in America, the kids in Africa, they not talking about no bands. So you have this Australian kid in the first world country, basically being backwards compared to a child that's in a developing country. So like I get that argument, but it's worth the conversation. And I think it's fair to have like the young people, the Gen Zs and whatnot, have them in the room and just thrash it out and see what's a good resolution. But to be fair, I think it's basically done. It's in law.
The bill's passed. But all I'm saying is that like there's no real clarity on how they're actually going to roll it out.
Everyone's got to be waiting
on the 9th
of December.
Yeah, they've basically said that it's up to, the platforms like Meta and, YouTube that you guys have got to fix this as long as, and it has to be done by the state or you're going to be paying fines. But I actually think there's going to be a lot of court cases happening. Yeah.
And I think, and I think, guys, at the end of the day, our target audience is also young people.
Yeah.
This may affect
100%.
Our channel.
Because our biggest fan and supporter on YouTube he's under 16 years old. But he's on there, he comments on everything, and so I'm like, I'd miss him. Yeah. You gotta get, okay, buddy, so talking to you, young people who are under the age of 16, get on to grandma, get on to nan and pops. Get on to uncle and auntie, get them to subscribe on your behalf, and just tell them what you want to say. Get them to type it out for you.
Could you imagine?
There's got to be clarity anyway. Yeah. But so guys, our platform, our channel is genuinely to kind of encourage young people and to encourage conversations like this that talk about relevant topics, relevant issues. But of course, energize the leaders in the communities to rise up. Don't be ashamed, don't be afraid. Rise up, speak up, and let's take charge of our situation. And let's not be reactive, let's be proactive. Let's put our hands together and see what we can do. Let's use our resources, and work towards supporting our young people. I think that's the main thing that's needed. There's a lot of ills out there that only communities can solve. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've brought this all up tonight, but I think we also just want to share that, you know what, we want to be a part of the change and the difference that is helping our young people. So if you guys know of any programs going on, people that need support, help, reach out to us, let us know. We would love to be a part of that. And also stay tuned for what we start and what we are doing in our community too.
That's it. We're all about the action.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you gotta walk the talk. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not talk the walk.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Show you guys the video myself. Oh my god.
You know, too much of that going on. So yeah, watch the space, guys, and please, if you got a young person out there who needs to be celebrated and shouted out, it could be your grandkid, it could be a young adult that's in uni that's doing excellent. Just give us their information. We'll meet with them and we'll do an interview and just celebrate them. Let's talk about the good things. Why people are alive. How's that? Why they alive? Let's celebrate them.
Celebrate them. Yeah. Not just when they're already gone and then we say all these nice things.
Oh, nothing I hate more than that.
Yeah. Let's celebrate them while they're alive.
Let's give them their flowers.
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know.
Yep.
I'm learning. Alright guys, so...
As of 10th of December, there's no more.
I let it kids school, so it's fine. Alright. We just want to say thanks guys for joining us again. You know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, put a comment down there. Set the little notification bell as well, because we would love for you guys to get every single session that we have and, you know, watch it. And then we also would love for you guys to be able to contact us as well. Let us know what you want to see, what your thoughts are. Because we're always open to hearing about the good, the bad, the ugly, and that's it. So from us to you, peace out.
Bye.
Peace.